I've mentioned before that cucumbers are one of the more fragile crops you can grow. Anything just slightly off and they struggle, and they're especially susceptible to pests and fungus, which is bad news if you live in a place where it rains for 6 months every year. But they tend to grow fast and throw a big initial yield before proceeding to produce slowly and require a ton of work. To combat this, I plant new cucumber seeds every 3 weeks all season, harvest the initial wave of cucumbers, tear the plants out, and plant the next batch of seedlings. I don't recommend this for everybody, but it works for me. This gives me outstanding yield to labor efficiency, and it lets me do cool things like plant pickling cucumbers earlier in the season and slicing cucumbers later on. Plus, I get to experiment around with a whole bunch of different varieties. In doing this, I stumbled upon the best variety of heirloom slicing cucumber, and it's not even one of the ones I used to recommend. It's the Cucmber cucumber, a pretty generic slicing cucumber. I just finished my second run of them in the past 6 weeks, and even this late in the growing season, in soil that's already produced 6 batches of cucumbers this year, they're very prolific. They've produced a similar number of fruit to like a bushy or straight 8, but what surprised me was that these are much larger cucumbers. They're about the length of a typical mid-sized slicing variety, but double the width, coming in between 300 and 500 grams each on average. This puts each plant at between 1,200 and 1,800 grams of fruit in a 2-day period by my method, which is definitively the best results I've gotten. Now, for the same reason their yield is so great, these would make terrible pickling cucumbers. They're too thick and they wouldn't pickle evenly. I'd still recommend the NPs for that. But next time you want to grow a slicing cucumber, try them out and subscribe for more great home farming tips.